Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Clausen, and I'm here to talk to you today about honors level and AP academics at Westwood. This video is designed to help you and anyone else in your family that helps you make decisions learn a little bit more about what our honors program and AP programs are all about. If you have any further questions after this video, you can contact Westwood either by contacting Student Services or you can contact me. All the information on how to contact our counselors and our AP teachers is available in the description for this YouTube video. So let's get started. So we're going to start by talking about our honors courses for junior high. So honors courses are for those students who are looking for a little bit more. If you are a student who is done your work significantly before the rest of the class, if you are always the student who has your hand up and is asking more questions and wants more explanation and more information going deeper into your topics, if you are that student who the week before spring break, you're going to the library to take out a big stack of books because you know you'll read through all of them. Those are some of the signs that our honors program might be the right choice for you. Students who have maintained high academics in their core subjects in elementary school are eligible to choose our honors program at Westwood. We have a little teacher recommendation form that is required for the program. So a digital copy of that can be attained from Westwood. Your current teacher in elementary school fills that out, sends it back to us, and you are basically good to go. The goal of this program is to develop academic skills in a challenging learning environment. This program is for students who want a little bit more, who need more challenge, who need more enrichment, and we are going to give that to you through the program. Some of the benefits of the program, we have noticed, especially in high school where I primarily teach, that students who go through the honors program have an improved ability to handle rigorous and advanced coursework. As you've probably heard, in junior and senior high, things get a little bit harder every year. By being in an enriched environment, you're prepping yourself for that challenge a little bit before it happens, which means you're more ready than it does. It's kind of like when you're training for a sport. Usually you're going to practice way harder in your practice than how you're expected to perform in the game. And that means that when the tension goes up or when your nerves are high, you're able to just react without getting as stressed because you have practiced for this. You are ready for that challenge. Another benefit is improved work and study skills. In the honors program, we really focus on developing those study skills that we know you are going to need for high school and eventually for university. We want you to have those skills early and practice them often. Familiarity working at an accelerated pace. Things move a lot faster in the honors program than they do in the regular program. And again, that is that training and practice that prepares you for the realities of both high school and university level programming. I always say to my students when they talk about feeling like there's not enough time, talk to your parents. Parents, if you're watching this with your kids, it's time to maybe have that talk. As an adult, do you ever feel like there's enough time in the day? That's the reality that most adults live in. That's the reality in both high school and university studies. So if we always feel like there's not enough time, we need to get better at time management. We need to build the skills. And our honors program does that in really age-appropriate ways that are scaffolded in so that by the time you get to high school, it's not going to be a shock. It's not going to feel like too much because we have been working towards this for 3 years in our honors program. In terms of program delivery, you're going to be learning the regular program of studies. There is no separate curriculum for honors courses. You learn the same material, you take the same tests, all the assessments, unit tests, everything that makes up your mark is identical to the students in regular. But you get that enrichment and study of advanced concepts. So what that means is you don't have to worry about your mark being affected because you are doing harder work. You practice harder, but you perform at the regular level. So just like I talked about before, it is conditioning, just like an athlete would do, where you practice super hard, but you perform at a regular level. What this means is, on average, students in the honors program are performing at a much higher level on those regular assessments than students in the regular program are. And then we have, as mentioned before, the development of all those soft skills, all those study habits that we know are going to be so essential when you get to the high school and eventually the university level. Honors courses at Westwood continue in grades 10 and 11, but in grades 10 and 11, you're allowed slightly more flexibility. So in grades 7 to 9, if you are in honors, you're in honors for all of your core courses. So that would be English or language arts, social studies, math, and science. When you get to grade 10, you can choose to stay with all your academics at the honors level, or to select which ones you want to do at honors level and which ones you want to do at regular level. This is partly because in grade 11, the choice you have in terms of academics expands drastically. And for most people, doing everything at the highest level is not going to be something that works particularly well for them. So, for example, if you are a student who is in grade 10, you might know, hey, I am planning on going into engineering. If you're planning on going into engineering, you're going to want to take math at the honors level, probably. You're going to want to take at least some of your sciences at the honors level. You're going to probably want to take English at the honors level, which might not immediately make sense, but I'm going to be explaining why. For our pre-med and engineering students, English at the honors level can be super, super helpful once you get into those upper level grades. You get to pick and choose the program that works for you in grades 10, 11, and in 12 with AP, and it allows that customization. Grades 7 to 9, you're still making your choices. You're still figuring out what your ideas are. Lots of students maybe have an idea of what they want to do, but it frequently changes in those years. By grade 10 or 11, even if you don't know precisely what you want to do, you probably by that point you're going to know, I want to go into the sciences, or I want to go into the arts, or I want to go into the fine arts. And allowing that customization really makes it so that you can have the program that best benefits you. So our goal in honors for senior high is to prepare for college level learning and advanced placement. We're going to go through this in detail a little bit later, but advanced placement means that you are doing a university level course while you are still in high school. So the honors for senior high helps transition into that style of learning. I'm going to answer a question that we get a lot right now, and that is, if my child does not take honors level grades 7 to 9, can they still do honors at senior high? And the answer is absolutely yes. You can join the program or leave the program whenever is appropriate to you as a student. So sometimes in grade 7, with that big transition from elementary school, some students don't want to go right into the honors program. They want to give it a year and kind of feel what high school and junior high is like, what being in a new building is like, and then decide if they want more challenge. Totally fine. Sometimes kids are worried and parents are worried. What if we choose honors and it doesn't quite work out? The next year you can go to regular. That's fine. I've had students leave and enter the program at every single year I have taught. One of my top AP students ever did not take any honors courses until grade 12 and went directly into AP. That's not something we would recommend for everyone, but for her, she had a passion for English. It had never fit her schedule to be in honors before that point. She tried it at the AP level in grade 12, and like I said, she got the highest score in the class. So it's not impossible to do, but there are a lot of benefits to choosing honors early and sticking with it if you know that high academics is your overall goal. Again, it's a family choice, and we're here to support the style of learning that you, as a family, as a student, think are best for you. All right, so let's get to the benefits. In our honors courses, we really have a focus on learning time management skills necessary to excel as a university student. If you have ever met a university student, you know that universally, time management is a struggle. By providing enrichment, by providing that challenge earlier on, students are learning how to deal with that challenge before they hit university. It's still going to be a challenge when you learn it early, but by scaffolding that in, by doing it in pieces instead of just showing up at U of A one day and being expected to know how to manage your time and take care of yourself as a human being and live independently and do high level work all at once, what we find and what we hear from the universities is students are much better prepared for university level study when they have those years of scaffolding into the skills instead of finding out in grade 12 in June, oh, this is what the expectation will be for next year. We also have an increased level of accountability with our honors classes. We expect more from students. And again, those high expectations help make that transition into university level studies, whether it's in our AP program or at university when they leave our school, helps make it an easier transition. Again, just like with junior high, students are still tested at grade level. They write the exact same exams. They do the regular curriculum, but they have this level of enrichment on top of that. A lot of parents, especially in senior high honors, have this worry, well, if my kid takes honors, will their GPA suffer? Will it make them less likely to get into university? And categorically, the answer to that is no. It is a non-issue. And that's because they're writing the exact same test. So right now, I am teaching Honors 10. My Honors 10 students for English write the exact same midterm, exact same final as the regular students. All their essays are the same as the regular students, marked on the same rubric. They do the exact same work, but then they have this layer of enrichment on top of that. All of that enrichment work is what we call formative assessment. So they get feedback, they can learn from it, they get challenged by it, but they are not penalized for doing work that is above grade level. So when we get to the actual exams, they do much better. I've been teaching honors and AP at Westwood for approximately 10 years. Usually my honors level class has a class average that is about 20% higher than my regular level class. A really, really great example of that, again, right now I'm teaching 20 level. I have a split class. My students, whether they are honors or regular, read the exact same books, do the exact same work, exact same assignments, quizzes, tests, essays, everything is exactly the same. But my honors students have that enrichment. They have that higher level thinking that comes in. And they see the difference, but they also see, hey, if I was sitting on the other side of the classroom with the regular students, would my mark be different? doing all the exact same work? It's highly unlikely. So we're going to move on now to talking about advanced placement at Westwood. And advanced placement, again, is doing university level work while still in high school and having the opportunity to earn university level credits while still in high school. That is the big goal of AP, is to get students free university level credits that they can use as a student in university. And we're going to go through exactly how that works and what that's going to look like for students who decide that they want that challenge. So again, we've covered most of this, but AP classes have an academic atmosphere. We do not get kids in these classes who are wibbly wobbly about their future. By the time we get to AP level classes, we have students who are hyper focused on what they are going to be doing, who know that they want to be an academic and who take learning super, super seriously. Students in the AP program, contrary to what a lot of people will tell you, have time for extracurricular activities, student leadership, and sports. Not this year, but last year, when we had our last major drama production as an English teacher, I think all but 2 of my students were involved in musical theater at Westwood. So the idea that they don't have time for anything but academics and that all they do is study is just not true. Our students are leaders in lots of different ways, and we have created a program that allows that. As I talked about before, time management is a big focus of the program so that students are ready to have that full enriching university life where they can take advantage of all the opportunities that university can offer. We start modeling that in our honors program at junior high, our honors program at senior high, and right through to AP. Flexibility, just like with senior honors, students can choose to take one AP course or to take several, whatever works best for your goals in your future. And again, it's all about producing that high academic quality work. So courses are challenging, but they are also practical. Marks in AP classes, again, are not lower than in regular classes. That's because they are actually taking 2 courses at the same time. They're taking their regular course for graduation and they're taking their AP course. So if you are in AP Literature and Composition, I'll just use my course as an example, you're still taking English 30-1 at the same time. You're fulfilling all those requirements. You are writing the diploma exam, and just like before, all your unit tests, all your essays, everything is marked using regular standard. So your mark is not going to be lower than if you were in a regular class. In fact, on average, class average for AP classes is about 20% higher than the equivalent regular class. We know that our AP students want to go to university. That's the whole point. We know that they want scholarships, and scholarships require academics, community involvement, and volunteer hours. So we have created this program specifically so students can do that. We would have a very weak program if we planned an academic program for academic students and did not allow them to build the skills and the experience needed to be a successful academic student. We make time for that, and we teach kids how to use their time in a way that they can have time for everything, that they can do what they need to do. Superior study, time management, and critical thinking skills are a focus. I already talked about that. When you're doing university level work in high school, first year of university, a lot of students come back and tell us first year university classes were review, which means that first year academic average in university goes up. If you've already seen the material before, you're going to do better. Take some of that first year university anxiety that we all know is so real out of the equation, and builds that confidence so they can build on success when they're in university. We talk a lot about it reducing academic shock. This is a term that comes to us directly from universities. Most students have academic shock when they go to university. It's harder than expected. It's more stressful than expected. And if you've ever known a university student, you probably know even very, very strong students tend to have a bit of a difficult transition. With our program, we reduce that. And we're not just saying that. There are statistics that come to us not from Westwood, but from College Board, which manages AP, and from individual universities that say, hey, students who take these programs do substantially better in university because they are prepared. Is it harder in high school? Yes. Absolutely. There are elements that are harder from junior high to grade 12 than what a regular student would have. But I always ask my students this: if you knew you had to do something hard, would you rather have 6 years to prepare for it or 2 months? Because students who take regular and go to university, they have 2 months to prepare for that academic shock. Students who start in honors at grade 6 and go all the way through to AP, they have had 6 years to prepare for what university will really be. And that gives them a huge psychological edge, and that gives them a huge competitive edge. They are ready when they get there. They have confidence. They are able to attack those classes in ways that students who take regular sometimes are not. So this graph here comes to us from College Board, from a survey they did of over 200 universities worldwide. AP, if I haven't mentioned it before, and I can't remember if I have right now, AP is an international program. It is used in over 100, I believe it is, countries worldwide. At AP training, I have sat beside teachers who work in the United States, who work in Switzerland, Germany, Jordan, all over the world. And so they did a survey of these post-secondary institutions, and they looked at number of AP courses completed versus probability of post-secondary completion. So as some of you may have heard, getting into university is one thing, finishing university is another. If you've been to university, you probably, your first week, were in a huge auditorium and got told by the guy at the front, look to your left, look to your right. One of the 3 of you will not be here by Thanksgiving. 2 out of 3 of you will not be here by Christmas. There is a high attrition rate in first-year university for students. AP reduces the probability that a student will drop out before they can complete their degree. So students who take one AP course are 33% more likely to complete their 4-year university degree than students who take no AP courses. Students who take 2 AP courses are 59% more likely to complete their 4-year degree than students who take none. And students who take 3 are 72% more likely to complete that university degree. That is a huge advantage. AP also comes with some awards that you can win through taking AP. AP Scholar is granted to students who receive grades of 3 or higher on the 5-point AP scale, and have written 3 or more AP exams. AP Scholar with Honors is granted to students who receive an average grade of at least 3.25 on all AP exams taken, and grades of 3 or higher on 4 or more AP exams. International diploma for AP is granted to students with grades of 3 or higher. They need to write 4 or more AP exams and need to have taken 2 exams in 2 different languages, 1 science or math, and 1 other exam from any particular area. So you would need for international diploma to have usually English plus 1 other language. AP offers a ton of language exams, 1 science or math, and 1 exam from any other area. All right, and our video is unavailable, so we're going to skip by and pretend that didn't happen. As mentioned before, AP results come back to you on a 5-point scale. That 5-point scale ranks you in relationship to all the other international students who have taken the exam. So for my exams for English Lit and English Lang, you have 1 to 2 million students worldwide writing those exams. Students take the exam and then they get a mark back, an AP result back on a scale of 1 to 5. If you get a mark of 4 or 5, you have earned university credit, which means when you go to university, you can choose to not take the course you have earned a 4 or a 5 in, or you can choose to take it and have it all be reviewed. Remember a little bit earlier I talked about how medical and engineering students and anyone with a STEM focus really wants to take English? Here's the explanation for that. If you take English AP at Westwood, we actually have at Westwood AP courses in grade 11 and grade 12 for English, which means if you stick with the program, you have the opportunity to earn 2 courses of university credit before you graduate high school. Every program that is STEM in Canada and the majority worldwide require 2 English courses as part of the program. My engineering STEM med students who earn a 4 or 5 in grades 11 and 12, and I've had quite a lot of them, they don't have to take those English classes. And for a lot of them, English is their weaker subject. And weaker on a spectrum of these are extraordinarily high achieving students. So, one of my students this year is very concerned that English is his weaker mark. He has a mark of 92%. But compared to how he does in math and science, relatively, yes, English is his weaker mark. By earning those credits in high school, he doesn't have to take that course in university, which means he can choose now either to have a spare without losing his status as a full-time student in university at most universities. He can choose to maybe join a co-op program, maybe do some volunteering, maybe get an extra lab in during that time slot. And he doesn't have to worry that his weaker subject will pull down that university GPA because it's already taken care of. This chart here comes to us from U of A. They treat AP as a dual credit course, which means for applying to the U of A, they will take whichever mark is higher, the Alberta Ed mark or the AP mark. So when you take your AP exam, you get a mark of 1 to 5. Every mark has an equivalent percentage according to the U of A. You're going to need to look this up for every university you're applying for, and we help you with this in grade 12 because every university has a slightly different number in this column, and some universities do not provide dual credit. But what this means is in grade 11, my English students write an AP exam. If they get a 5, it means that they can apply to university with 96% as their final mark for English 30-1, which, by the way, is a course they have not even taken yet. That means that they can apply for early admission in the fall with a final mark of 96%, or a final mark of 86%, or in some cases, a final mark of 76%. When they do their diploma exam, they then get a mark on the diploma exam. Let's say they got 86% as their AP exam and they applied for university with that. And then on the diploma exam, they get 92%. All you have to do is call up the university and say, hey, U of A, took the diploma, my mark on the diploma was higher, they sub out that mark and you get the 92%. But you still had all the advantages of early admission with a final mark for English. That is huge. Think about the confidence that brings too, knowing that you can't get less than a certain mark, that you in English, in math, in several of our courses have 3 opportunities for a final mark, and the university will take whichever one is highest. If I was competing in something, I would rather have 3 opportunities for my highest mark than 1. In most of our AP classes, you get 2 opportunities, which again is way better than having 1. It just ups your chances of being that top level student, and it's super beneficial for kids. So now we're going to go through the courses that we offer at Westwood in our AP program. You can find all of these descriptions on our Courses at Westwood website. You can also contact the individual teachers if you have questions or want more information. Biology and calculus are exactly what they sound like. You're going to learn core scientific principles, theories, and processes governing living organisms, biological systems, and natural phenomena. Calculus is roughly equivalent to a first semester college calculus course and is devoted to topics in differential and integral calculus. That's probably integral. I'm an English teacher. If you want more information about biology, you're going to want to talk to Mrs. Daw. If you want more information on calculus, you're going to want to contact either Mr. Ahmed or Mrs. Kenny. Chemistry, you're going to develop your ability to think clearly and express your ideas with clarity, logic, both orally and in writing. Chemistry, you're going to want to talk to Mrs. Simpson if you have additional questions. Computer science. If you have heard about Westwood, you have probably heard that we have this all-star teacher who has been recognized nationally as one of the top teachers in all of Canada. His name is Mr. Saeed, and his game is computer science. He is the person to talk to if you want more information. We also have a lot of videos on our YouTube channel specifically about our computer science program and about our new computer science lab, our innovation space at Westwood. So you might want to check those out if that is your jam. Environmental science, this is Mr. Dalku's area. Environmental science and environmental studies is a huge growth industry, especially here in Alberta. When we think about renewable energy sources, when we think about sustainability, environmental science is really going to help prepare you for those STEM-based environmental fields, which are growing exponentially every year. Again, we have a lot of information about environmental science on the rest of our YouTube channel for Mr. Dalku, so you can check that out. That's an interest. For those of you who are junior high students, we also have an environmental science option at the junior high level that gives just like a little taste of what environmental science AP is going to be all about. English, we have language and composition and literature and composition. So most courses you take honors until grade 12. In English, you start AP level work at grade 11. And as we explained before, that's specifically for our STEM students who will really, really benefit for getting those university level English credits out of the way in high school. This is also a great option for anybody who is going into the arts, anybody who is going into law, journalism, public relations fields. English is central to all of that. European history. It's the history of Europe, and it is our social studies AP option at Westwood. You're going to study European history from the year 1450 all the way to the present. In physics, just like English, there's physics 1 and 2, so you have it in grade 11 and in grade 12. So the possibility of 2 university level credits for physics with Mr. Ahmed. And he's got a huge focus on reasoning and inquiry-based learning. To find out more about AP, there's the following website. So we have ap.ca and collegeboard.com/chooseap. You can also go to any university internationally, type in the name of the university and then write AP after it, and it will almost always take you to their specific page that shows you what that university does for AP students. Some universities will take whatever mark you have in an AP class and add a percentage onto it. Some universities give preferential registration to AP students. Some universities give you the dual credit option, like we talked about with U of A a little bit earlier. So it's really worth it to look into each individual university because there's going to be differences and opportunities in each one. If you are planning on going to an international university, AP is a humongous advantage because if you're going to university in Texas, they won't know anything or probably not very much about the Alberta curriculum. They will be very familiar with AP curriculum and they will understand exactly the level you've been working at. From my students in the past who have gone to those big schools in the US, we're talking about MIT, we're talking about Harvard, Brown, etc., Howard. Those students who have taken AP have a lot easier time applying for those top tier US universities just because those universities know what AP is. They don't have to try to translate what they did here in Alberta to what they're doing there. All right, so that is all from me for today. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, you can either contact the individual AP teacher or you can contact Student Services to find out more information about our AP program. My name is Amanda Clausen. I am so thankful that you took the time to learn about our program, and we hope to see you in Westwood Honors or our AP program